Holmes here for Red Tractor Nation. I'm here today with Jason Lowe, and he is from Carlisle, Illinois, and we're standing in front of his grandfather's F12. Now, how long ago did your grandfather restore this, and how did he get into tractor restoration?
He always had old vehicles and stuff like that. He ran a junkyard body shop, and it was kind of a family thing. My dad worked on the stuff with him, and we got this tractor. He wanted one to take the shows, and he wanted actually a smaller tractor. However, he got this one, and we actually picked this one up a little bit north of Edwardsville, Illinois.
Okay.
And it was my dad and my grandpa and I that went and picked it up.
Y'all went and picked it up?
And then we started the restoration. We probably scraped 2 to 3 inches of grease off the whole tractor and started it. And then my grandfather rebuilt the motor, and we did the whole restoration.
Everything stem to stern, top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about a 25-year-old restoration at this point.
Yes.
It looks fantastic. Now, he wanted it for parades, but how was he going to accomplish that with it on steel?
We actually used Farmel H rims with rubber tires. I got them at home.
Okay.
We ran that and took the steering bands off the front wheels.
Okay. So that you could, the steering bands are these metal pieces down here.
Correct.
So did you just let it run on metal without the steering bands?
We put rubber.
Oh, you tacked the rubber on, wrap the rubber on like we did sometimes.
Yep.
And then you had some rims and tires off of an H.
Yep.
And you said when I was talking to your dad, he said that did it come with the fenders, or did you have to make them and put them together somehow?
No, I knew an older gentleman in Carlisle. He collected F12s, and I had went by and seen 2 sets of fenders, and my grandpa always wanted a set of fenders, so for his birthday. Because
that's something that doesn't really last with them, and a lot of times they're just gone and never coming back, or they rotted off or whatever.
And he actually sold me this set on this tractor. They're originals.
Originals
fenders
for the F12, and so your grandfather got them for his birthday.
Yep.
That's a great birthday present for a guy that likes farm oil tractors.
Yep. He got them for his birthday. I went and picked them up in town and brought them home to him.
Okay. So tell me, now you said your grandpa at one time had farmed, what was he farming with?
An F12, or I'm sorry, F20 and a 1020 McCormick Deering.
Okay. And so now your grandpa passed away.
Yes, sir.
A few years ago?
2017.
2017, and he knew that you were probably going to be the guy that would take care of the tractors. So you ended up with this tractor, because this was the only one he had at the time.
Correct.
And okay, so his next tractor would have been a
wide front tractor.
A wide front F14, because he had farmed with a wide front, and he'd always wanted to find another wide front.
Correct.
And you and your dad, you were watching this one on, was it on Craigslist or Facebook or something?
Facebook.
It was on Facebook, and you were watching it, and it was down in Kentucky?
Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. It was even a little further south than I thought.
Yep.
So it was down in Tennessee, so you and your dad go down there and take a look at it?
And my mother, yes.
Oh, you took Mom along with you?
Yep.
Well, why not?
Right.
Somebody got to make sure y'all don't get in too much trouble. So y'all went on down to Tennessee to see the old guy that had it. And what all did he have down there when you got there?
He had the F14 wide front. It was not as pretty as it looks now. But
definitely, I can believe that. Not nearly as pretty as it looks now.
It was together. It wasn't running at the time.
No, not running.
He said it would run, but we had to see for ourselves if it would run or not. And we actually pushed an old Chevy truck out of the shed and pushed that one out, and I loaded it and brought it home with me. Okay,
so shoved her up on the trailer. What was the guy's attitude about selling the tractor? Was he attached to it? Was he like willing to get rid of it?
No, he was very attached to it. It was the last piece of his wife that passed away, I believe. And I keep in contact with him on this tractor. I actually texted him this morning.
And showed him pictures of the tractors here at the show?
Yep.
That's fantastic. So So he was a little standoffish, a little not really willing to really get rid of it,
You
a
could tell
little
it was
wanting to
bothering
hold on to it because it was the last vestige of his life with his wife who had passed away, and everything else he'd basically broken up house and was getting rid of everything, and that was the last tangible thing that he had was the F-14 with the wide front. And did he start to soften a little bit?
He was very good to me. He went through his shed, gave me all the spare parts he had, extra mags that he wouldn't need. He actually gave me the paint that's on that tractor.
Really? He had the paint?
Yes, it's actually painted with DuPont 7410 paint.
Okay.
And that was the shade that in 1939 they used.
When they made that in 39, that was what they used.
Yeah. And through the whole thing, he told me that the thing had been overhauled. He lived in New York to start out with. So he had all the F-Series tractors, like the Orchard model, the Industrial, and
wow,
all these. And he said the hauling cost was so expensive that he had to get rid of them due to the fact they wasn't worth what they were going to haul at.
Okay.
So he kept that one near and dear, the 14.
So when he had moved down, he had gotten rid of his collection up in New York.
Yes.
And then he had moved down to Tennessee as retirement.
He just said he moved down there, and that's when he brought that tractor.
And he kept that one because that was the one that is his favorite and the one he had the most attachment to, sentimental value.
Right.
Eventually, they all acquire sentimental value with somebody, right?
Right.
That's like this one, your grandpa's. This one, well, like your dad says, some things come and they never leave.
That's right.
Okay.
It will never leave.
And unfortunately, your grandfather never got to see that one. But you and your dad worked on that sucker day and night, evidently. Mm-hmm. Got her all back together. Mm-hmm. It's in spectacular shape.
Thank you.
Just absolutely stunning tractor. It has the fenders on it.
Yes.
It has everything you could want. Beautiful spoke wheels. Absolutely beautiful spoke wheels on it. And I hear that you got something else in the works though now. You found something else your grandfather wanted.
Yeah. A 1936 McCormick Deering.
A 36 McCormick Deering. Is it the 1020?
1020.
1020. Now, you said you called this an October tractor.
Yes.
Can you explain to us what an October tractor is?
So the tractor was built October. It was between the 1st and the 2nd of October of 36. And it's actually painted red, which is the wrong color. With that said, they started painting Internationals red in November 1 of 36.
In November 1st of 36, that was when they officially started painting them red.
Yes.
And all before that had been gray on down to brownish, whatever was left in the bucket. Right. At the end of the day, that's what they shot them with, just to put paint on them to keep them from rotting. And then we became the Red Tractor Nation after at that time.
Right.
In November of 36.
Yep.
And good thing too, otherwise I would be Gray Tractor Nation. That'd be hard to explain, wouldn't it?
Right, right.
Well, Jason, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I see a lot of red tractors in your future, along with that gray one.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the rest of them in your collection, but you got about 7 more that that you started with and you really enjoy. And I hear that you say you're gonna line them up from one end of the drive down to the other, and then you'll decide if you got enough.
Yep.
And then you'll either decide that that's enough, or you'll start lining them up on the other side of the drive, right?
I'll probably keep buying.
And then after that, you have to figure out how to get a longer driveway, right?
Exactly.
Jason, it's been a pleasure to meet with you, and a pleasure camping next to your family.
Right, you're right.
They're nice and quiet. I like that.
Good, right.
Yeah. So, keep on collecting.
I will.
Thanks for sharing with us.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for taking care of Grandpa's tractor and being part of that legacy. And hey, this has been Ed Holmes for Red Tractor Nation. Now remember to like us, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, check us out. Our videos are all on YouTube and on Facebook. And we'll see you next time on Red Tractor Nation.